Hello, Kalians. This is Righteous Indecision, also known as the Murderous Titanium Puffin. I am here with a video on Dominion 6, and in particular, I am trying to answer the question, can you Spire Horn? In particular, can you expand with Spire Horn warriors? I've heard, or should I say, I've read a lot of people who say it can't be done, and this is both a little confusing to me and slightly unwelcome because I think it can be done. And I think it can actually work all right. I don't think it's necessarily the one way to expand as Calum, and in particular as middle-aged Calum in this case, but I think it can be done. But there are some people who just say, my Spirehorn warriors die and I cannot expand with them, and at the extremes you get people saying it's impossible, it's ridiculous, it's not even true. And because I can't help myself, I've always said, well, I expand with Spirehorn warriors. I like them. They're comfy for me. Because I've played Dominions 5 as well as Dominion 6, and Spirehorn warriors are my comfort food. They are my relaxing evening. I put up my feet, I turn on Dominions, and I send forth my Kalians to conquer the world. You know, in an evening, just on single player, just me. And so it's just a bit funny for me when I, get people saying can't be done. Now, I'm very interested in someone telling me how to use mammoths properly, because I've used mammoths even in the most recent version here, Dominion 6, and they have just squished my troops because they've run away. And some people say, no, they don't rout. No, it's fine. No, they're just, point and shoot, really easy things to use. And I have not found them easy. I have found them very difficult, very expensive beasts. So, I can't talk that much about mammoths and how to use them well, because I don't know, but other people swear by it. I assume they know what they're doing. But what I will do is talk about Spirehorn warriors and hopefully show you how I use them and maybe help some people. And at the very least, I can tell people on forums, watch this video, instead of having to repeat my argument again and again. This will be my resource. If you want to understand how you can use Spirehorn warriors, by all means, keep watching. If you don't, I'm not holding you here, but hopefully you'll find this interesting. Anyway, so let's create a world to conquer, subdue to our merciless will. Create game. I'll call this test 2 because we're just, because we're just creating something that's very temporary. And of course we're playing as Calum, and that will probably do it. One more for luck. And there's nothing particularly special about my build, but it is to my preferences, which is, well, I suppose there is something special. I like production scales. And I also like growth. Dominion, high Dominion is nice. YouTubers like Lucid have a good point when they say actually low Dominion is better in that it spreads outwards faster as opposed to going upward. And I think that's actually a very good point. So yeah, pick here, and it gets rather expensive for a rainbow to have 6 Dominion, but we're going there anyway. How many points do I have left? I want higher. I can get that, or I can get. Yeah, it'll do. I go lower. I could get something slightly more. Yes. Yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry, guys. I might edit this out. It's just a bit silly. Do that. Yeah. Okay. This'll do. High Astral is pretty good for Calum. And cancel. Defense. Defense. So there's nothing particularly clever about what I'm doing. Right. Here is the Pretender, as you want. Nothing... Oh, far shot. Heck no. Shock resistance. There we go. Okay. Anything else? That'll do. Parthenius Magnus. All right. Renaming allowed. I'll add a throne or two. 1, 2. And it'll do. So it's a bit of a mystery to me why this video is necessary, because mostly what I'm going to do is very much what I did in Dominions 5. The difference is you can recruit slightly more Spire Horn warriors, and you need to attack territories with larger garrisons in them. So the scale has gone up on both sides, and maybe it's gone slightly higher for the independent units, but it doesn't feel too much for me. Like I said, I would really like to watch a video or read someone's document on how to mammoth expand and how they like to do it. Because right now in forums, you just got someone say mammoth expansion is good, I do this, I do that. I take down, sometimes they give me instructions, but sometimes it doesn't work very well. There's a little assumptions that they haven't included in their recipe that they don't write out, so it doesn't work as well. The point of this video is you can see exactly what I'm doing and see exactly what I'm not doing and replicate what I'm doing fairly easily if you want to. Okay, only 3 provinces. Not the most auspicious beginning. Send out which province will be the most lightly defended. Probably the Highlands. So I'll send the scout to the Highlands because that's the one I will probably attack. Get myself a relatively modest amount of Spire Horns and get myself 3 Seraphine scouts. Seraphine's are always nice to have. A bit more expensive than your scouts. Scouts have actually remained very cheap. So on a gold per gold basis, I would actually say get a scout. I think they were 25 gold initially. They've only got up to 35. Seraphines are 95 and they were 70. So yeah, take your pick. But yeah, the fact that they're maybe they haven't gone up quite as much. But yeah, they're definitely gold cheap. But I do like them. So I'll just set you to do nothing in particular. Okay, that is a gimme. That's so easy. So yeah, we have just mainly militias, light infantry, and archers, and only 20 of them. Maybe maybe 30. That's going to be very easy to use, and it will be a high resource province. So that's a very good start. And this one, mainly militias, heavy infantry, and archers. Okay, this is not going to be hard. So we've been lucky there. I have had starts where you've got barbs to the left of me, barbs to the right of me, barbarians everywhere, and that's not so much fun. I'll put my Spire Horn warriors, Spire Horn archers up front, set them to hold and fire closest, put my general right behind, set these two to hold and attack rear, hold and attack rear. But to be blunt, I'm attacking with roughly twice as many troops. I don't need really fancy, really clever tactics for this one. I can just bash my way in there, and I can probably bash my way into that one too. So this is not going to be a hard start, fortunately. But this is that one. Actually, I could probably start with that one, to be blunt. It would be riskier to hit that province first, because you generally want to take the easiest, most useful thing first. You know, the most resources and cash for the least amount of casualties. And you sort of work your way up from there. So, if you happen to get a province like this, excellent. Don't bother with that until you've got even more Spire Horns. So, you know, I get this, take few losses, can recruit more Spire Horns, take that one. You lost, recruit more Spire Horns, and I'll be reinforcing every turn because flying. and so that's just that's one of the really handy things about Calum, is that at least on the expansion, you can just, I mean, in other cases too, you can really just redeploy across the map so easily. So there's that. We have 3 of them, and I think I'll just send her there because that's the next one on the list. And I'll send 2 scouts there just so that we get some better intel. But I think we're good. Might take that one rather than that one, just because it's more likely to block off the oncoming enemy. Though, if my Dominion gets here, it's all going to freeze over anyway, but that's what we'll do for now. Yep, okay. Nothing more to do. Moving on. So let's see if we get a surprise. Sometimes you get these really low garrison provinces, and it turns out that it wasn't low garrison, there was something there. Something nasty and tentacle. Nope, nothing like that. So, speed up. This is probably going to be very, very easy. But this is definitely the easiest. Yeah, being able to hit a province like this early on is just gold. Wait. 1 casualty. Exactly what you... And I get a library out of it too. Right. So, you know, my cup overflows with good fortune here. But that worked fine. Okay, slightly larger now, 40. But we are definitely hitting this one next, and we are adding to the army at the same time. Stay behind, hold and attack rear. Like that. Make sure that keep the Seraphine well behind because she has no armor at all. Actually, I might go after the swamps just because swamps are, again, low-hanging fruit usually. I'm not going after the big stuff just yet. This is not a particularly rich province, but it does give me some resources, and that's all I want. I can currently have 10, 20, 28 a turn. And I can't quite hire 3 of them. But I'll be resource limited if I do that, so I will probably hire an ice crafter, which will boost my resources in its own way, and yeah, give me some research. Send that over there. You can become a prophet. You can site search both Holy 3 and Fire at the same time, which is nice. You can wait. And set all my Seraphines to preach when they're not busy. So, allons-y, as the French would say. Yep, standard attack rare, a few stragglers over there, but these are dead. And these guys just never fought anyway because they're routing. Yeah. And the hidden virtue of just clumping up your units and going attack rare is that some of your units, their enemy units, just don't get to fight until the battle is effectively over because a rout has been induced, either by killing the commander or frankly just killing enough of the other squishy units that a rout has been induced, you know, an HP rout as it's called. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a fairly happy win right there. 6 dead. That's fine. Oh, I could have gone after them. I could have sent a scout there. I kind of regret not doing it, but it's still pretty decent. Ancient Ruin. I can get spiders. Yay. So Lion Tribe Archers aren't fantastic either. And I'm pretty sure, you know, it's between 50 and 40, 50, 60. Probably. So I am going to send, without having scouted the province, reinforcements and consolidate these troops again. The Seraphine can go on scouting duty to this province, maybe, and converge there. Hold and attack rear, stay behind troops. That should crush. If it doesn't, I don't know what's going on. How many can I recruit now? That was 28 last turn. 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 42, 43, 41, 42, 43. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. Well, let's go down to 42. Get myself, I'm still a little bit, not quite exhausted my recruitment points, still slightly resource limited. So, I will, what do I want to do? I think I might just get one more Ice Crafter again, just because it's another researcher and he can, another researcher to keep my other one happy and to, I don't want conjuration, I'll go construction. And to, yeah, keep on bumping my resources, because eventually I would like to recruit lots of Storm Guard. Maybe Iceclads. Maybe Iceclads. I like Storm Guard a bit more. And definitely these guys, Temple Guard. And they're resource heavy. They're very resource heavy. So I lean towards production rather than scouts. If you like to mammoth expand, I understand completely. I mean, if you're going to recruit these guys, you can see the recruitment points to resources are definitely, the recruitment point costs are higher. So, and I think order gives you a bit more gold anyway, so I totally understand if you go order. I just go growth. It's fine. And it's worked out for me. I'm not saying this is a great for multiplayer. I'm just saying this is okay for expansion. Though, frankly, I've heard a lot of people say mammoths aren't great for multiplayer, so whatever. But, you know, it's... If people, you know... if someone crops up and it turns out they won like, a great big, you know, top-level multiplayer game and they mammoth expanded out of, like, at first, you know, I wouldn't be, like, too surprised. You know... There's a whole lot I don't know. So, but I think I know how to Spire Horn expand. So I'll get on with it. Let's see. Get my Seraphines preaching away. Expand the congregation. Set up cults to the god of the winged god. Titan. Yeah. So it's a Puffinius Magnus, and we'll be done. And hopefully we shall be fine. So, yeah, we lost one. Let's view the battle. Should be okay. I'm not exactly intimidated. Yep, that's pretty much squish. If they've routed already. These guys are taking off soon. At least some of them ought to be. Yeah, so they're routing into them, but it's more than, yeah, they can handle it very easily. It's very easy for them to handle, so I'm imagining that's a pretty good win, and it was. So yeah, this is fairly ideal. Barbarians are much harder to deal with. We should not have any resource problems now in our capital. Let's just see how many we can recruit now. It was 42, 43, 10. Oh, sick. It is 10, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Not 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got to 44. 44 with 75 resources to spare, so we'll get a general. And we have some gold, but I will just get another ice crafter for now. Get my profit. Site searching. Deer tribe look fine. I mean, we're in a really good spot right now, actually. And we might actually just be able to expand. Yeah, double expand relatively soon, I think. I mean, this spot is not too bad. The spot is not too bad. That spot is not too bad. With 40, I'm not sure I would absolutely go after. If I from 40 from my from my capital, it's not quite enough to take 40 from there. So what I'll do is I'll take. I've got 74 here. 74 is pretty damn good. So I will take, maybe just top up, maybe give 5 to each, you know, a few here, and a few there. Yeah, let's take it to 30 each, and bring back 21 for the attack there, and let this one attack Deer Tribe Archers with, you know, 60, yeah, well, I've got 20, yeah, 80 units, so I like 2-to-1 odds, don't you? In fact, that might be a little too generous. So let's... yeah. We can reinforce the army going there next turn. And this, yeah, I feel like that's slightly better. You know, there's a little bit of risk management with all of this. You know what you can actually, know what your Spire Horn warriors can take out and know what they can't. And sometimes I've seen people put up battle reports where they sent an equal number of Spire Horns against an equal number of infantry, and they might have attacked rear, but the attack rear didn't work very well, and so they got routed into, and so they lost a lot of troops because a lot of what presumably it looks that way. A lot of infantry might have routed into them, and you're safer. You're generally safer if you're attacking rear and you outnumber the enemy, and it just means you can annihilate the rear formation really rather quickly. And just, the advantages of doing that, just, you just build advantage on advantage. So hopefully that's what you're seeing here, and hopefully some people can imitate it. This Seraphine needs to find a new congregation because I'm putting them to the sword. Sorry. Yeah, didn't say my cult of the Great Winged One was benevolent. This is Dominions. We're not here to save the world. We're here to conquer it. All right, let's go. Nothing. And let's go and view the battle. Yeah, I think we probably can do that. So we've murdered that guy. We're probably going to jump up, and they're running away, which is great. And they're running away, it's even better. I think this is going to be a nice bit of anarchy, which is exactly what Calum likes. So once we've induced anarchy in everyone, we win. And that's when you take five casualties. What happened there? Oh, I lost unrest and curses. Okay. My birds did create anarchy, so there's that. Do some... Okay. Can they take that? Now they're saying there are 80 of them. And I don't feel so good about that. Yeah, so this is me being a bit risk averse. I don't like taking massive casualties. Did I forget? Did I leave these guys? Yeah, I think I made a mistake at somewhere, and I forgot to reinforce. So I have now a super army here, and only... All right, we can actually... Yeah, this is me just being a little bit slapdash and not paying attention and not having a list and doing things rigorously. So I actually had double the I've doubled the troops that I thought I did. Fantastic. So I'm just going to set them on both to attack rear because I don't care. Tell you what, I will create a third formation of and these can be my, frankly, rather token front line, quote unquote, who will stand in place. You can make Spire Horn warriors stay on the ground at least for a while if you tell them to hold and fire closest, and they will just stay on the ground for the sort of 2 turns that hold implies, and then they will walk forward fairly slowly because their actual walking speed is quite slow. And then at some point, generally, they'll get impatient and they'll hop. They'll take to the air again, fly up and fly down on whatever they want to hit. But this can be kind of useful if, like, an enemy infantry comes in from the right here. Hopefully you can see my mouse. Let's get rid of these guys. Comes in from the right there, and then let's say, for example, there's an HP rout because you've killed all the troops behind them, and so they suddenly turn around. Well, these guys will be walking forward, and then once the enemy have turned around and start walking back, they'll fly forward and hit them in the rear. And usually if you've killed everything, if your attack rear squads have killed everything in the rear over there, they'll hit the other side from, they'll generally hit the other side from the, the retreating foot soldiers from the other side. So you can get us around that way. So it's not a bad idea to have them here, and they sort of provide a little bit of a guard for your general if, if it does actually come to a hand-to-hand slog. It buys a little bit of time. But usually the amount of, shock power you can get from a massed attack rear tends to sway the battle if you, make that initial shock hard enough, which is what I'm doing pretty much all the time. So there's a hold and fire closest. This is hold and attack rear. There's a hold and attack rear. Now I might actually take this formation backwards a little bit because I don't need I don't need this formation to actually be in shooting range at all. I can actually take this formation back quite a bit. There will be archers on the other side if they're going to... who do I go after? Lion Tribe or these guys? Yeah, good question. Right. These guys are going to be so plentiful because, yeah, so that's 30, 30, 30. There will be some archers, but I won't have any. So I'll take it back a bit. And, yeah, so I'll just send them there. And... this force and this, maybe they'll go after the lizards. Yeah, now the lizards are nasty, but they don't have any armor. So so having archers up front will make a lot of sense. If I again do an attack rear on this, and because these guys are depleted, I'm just going to turn into one big unit, one big ball, and I'll let the archers do most of the shooting. I do sometimes toy with actually getting more archers because they are, particularly in the expansion phase, they are effective. Not like dramatically effective, but they're not rubbish. I think I might do that next, just because I'm in a situation where I can see these guys, these guys, these guys, even these guys. A lot of these guys are going to be vulnerable to just archery fire. So if you get enough of them, let's say if I get 20, and then 1, 2, and 20 more Spire Horns with a few extra, and then give that to a general. I'll put that there. That's sort of good enough. And I'll get a scout. Don't usually get scouts, but I'll get a scout because I have the resources for one. And send that preacher to profit there. Actually, there. Do I have any? Get another that one researching again. Yep, she has searched. Did she find that library? No, it was already there. Already there before, turn before. And let's go to Silverfangs. So, double expansion on turn 6. This is good. This is a good outcome. Preach there. Preach there. Move on. Yeah, I started doing another one, but I messed up so badly. Not because well, basically I forgot to recruit. And if you're trying to demonstrate a good startup, you have to really be more meticulous. And I've not been that meticulous even in this one. I should frankly have if I'm going to be really meticulous, I should have a list and just go through the list like pilots and airplanes do. Yeah, I'm not quite that motivated, okay? I'm motivated enough to tell people in forums, just watch the damn video. Not motivated enough to go full, like, Singapore Airlines or Qantas on people and say, no, and say, and say, no, this is what we do in case a jet engine malfunctions. Nah, forget that. Anyway, let's shoot these guys full of arrows because they've got no armor. They've got like protection 3. Who cares? They've got a bite, and that's nasty. But you know, we're gonna soften them up first. And there's no room for lizards for when you're about to freeze the world. Sorry, guys. This just ain't for you. I don't know why you always have a few that go awry, but a few go awry. Now they've routed and they've split up, so there's plenty of room for your Spire Horn warriors to get in between and isolate them and surround them and do horrible things like that, which is, you know, what flyers like. Chaos suits flyers. That was pretty good battle. Surprisingly hard, actually. 17 losses ain't nothing. Let's look at Dural Woods. Yeah, those lizards. Yeah. Clearly, even more archers next time. Even fewer hand-to-hand warriors. But I already knew that they were bad. I already knew that they were tough. I've met them before. Not often, but I've met them. I knew they were kind of like barbs in a way. But yeah. 16. So again, moderate losses. Replaceable losses though, definitely. Okay, so what are we going after now? Spoiled for choice. On turn 7, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we are set to potentially double expand a second time, and that is just excellent. This is ideal. So yeah, I've had starts where I had barbs and heavy cavalry in a lot of different provinces. So I'm willing to say that this is a fairly charmed start. The luck has gone my way a bit. It could have been slightly better in that the cap circle could have been a little bit wider, but I've got the resources I need anyway. I suppose it would be more forgivable. It's possible, I suppose. I could have, varied gone order 1 and production 1. I think that perhaps would be would perhaps be a perfectly good start and a bit more balanced. Yeah, or you could take, noblesse whatsoever and just go, max those scales out. Perfectly acceptable. And much more, that's a very sort of orthodox Calum start anyway. So, yeah. No problem if you do it that way. We are probably, well, how many did we lose? We lost 17. They were to, lizard warriors who, they bite. So I think 41, 28. Yeah, I think we could probably do it. I'm going to say that it's probably good enough. I might take some nasty losses there, but yeah. And if some of them have had, it's been a rough war for them, for some of them, but, there's not a reason why, unfortunately. There's but to do and die. Don't really go underground with them because, frankly, it gets dark, and yeah, my scouts might have have spirit sight, but that doesn't mean my normal units do. But why not? Let's just take a look at the underground. We've got access to it. It's a privilege. This one will possibly be a little bit of a something to put in the difficult basket. You need a larger army for this, but because we've had some pretty good fortune, I think we're getting there. We have another set of archers and stay behind. Hold and fire closest. Hold and attack rearmost. Moved. Yep, we're going to go for something relatively easy just because, well, it looks relatively easy. I haven't scouted it out very well. We'll just make sure that these two forces are roughly playing together well enough. Hold and attack rear, hold attack rear. Ah, you're hold and fire closest. Ah, but having you hold and fire closest makes a certain amount of sense. So what I will do is I'll just equalize you two a bit more. Forgot what I'd done with these guys. And we have some archers and we have attack rear. So I think this will be more than good enough. We have a scout who can go scout over there. Send the preacher out there. Yeah. Send the preacher out there. And we yeah, we're floating in resources now. And we have gold as well. Maybe not quite as much as I'd like, but close enough. And it will only improve. So, yeah, another double expand, and double expanding it. Still at 7. We'll get to 9 next turn, and that will be... I might actually... We have another fire Seraphine, so I'll send her to site searching as well. Build up a little bit of a bank, but I might... It's possible I could start having a go at air and water, but usually I start that later. And if when my god comes out, you know, he can do not quite full spectrum, but pretty close to full spectrum site searching. So, yep. We have archers, which is good because these guys do not wear that much armor. Speed this up a little bit. Again, we're probably going to crush the archery division pretty fast. Yep, pretty fast. And yeah, we've induced a rout. So we're fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And let's view the other one. Yep, these guys are gonna hop forward eventually, I imagine. Maybe. They're going quite... Usually I'm used to them... Oh, they're gonna walk the entire way. Never mind. I can dissolve that formation and just put them into attack rear as well. And sorry, just how many did I lose? I lost 12. That's okay. So I'm going to get some interesting decisions because some of the easy ones are disappearing. Easy choices. Got heavy cavalry in it, and that has Bone Tribe. I think you will go after that, and you will go after that, and I will reinforce you because you're 90 and you're 100. And then next turn they get reinforced. Or not. Might split. Yeah, I could split them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can just double expand from here on in, and I'll be healthy. You know, I won't have to sweat too hard. You know, and take risks and frankly get higher casualties because of it. I think it's fairly safe to send these two off to a off against Bone Tribe. But I might split this one into two. We've just got two big blocks, and so two big blocks will come down and attack whatever they attack fairly hard. And they're less likely to route that way and more likely to, you know, just destroy, you know, the troop, the formation that they're in. Either kill it or induce it to route fairly quickly that way. I'll take the Spire Horn archers up further and them further away, and yeah, I think that'll do. Yeah. So a little bit of a risk. Might take some nasty casualties, but I think I'm sending all the troops if I can. Can I? Yes, I can go there. Right. So, lots of Zots. Now, if I go... I don't think flyers... don't know. Do flyers get advantages upstairs? Can they fly downstairs? They can fly downstairs. Very nice. So, I will put one in the druid. She can preach while the other one just skips across to the rear caves. Yep. Good. No, the price has gone up, so I can't do that. I'll save up for one of these. Do I need to? Probably not, actually. Might just get more Seraphines for now. And just keep using them to just push the borders. Push the borders of push the amount of dominion I get, push the faith. If you like. And just yeah, you're next, mate. I think that one, and then maybe that one. And then we yes, and while we're at it, send there and that one there. Since I'm not actually going to expand underground, I think perhaps I'm going to take back my previous decision. Strongdale and this sort of peninsula just across the isthmus is probably one of the expansion paths I want, and the other one being along here. And underground is not really where you excel unless you've got... Well, against Zots, you'll be fine. But I'm just not used to Kalem being that great. I think I don't fight in caves very often. Again, I'm a Dominion 5 player, not a Dominion 6 is new to me. So I think if you go down here, you need some dark vision. And although my Seraphines have Spirit Sight, which is all the dark vision you could possibly want, my troops don't. And so if I came down with an army of Sacreds, I'd be fine. But I'm not coming. But I don't have Sacreds yet. So that, yeah, maybe not now. So I'll just keep an eye on underground, but not actually try and expand into it. And I'll put it as, you know, an interesting thing to explore later. Yeah. So yeah. I have that. And I have no more commanders that need to do anything. So we are ready to go. Hopefully the Bone Tribe don't absolutely ruin this army. Hmm. Block a jab. Right, so this is very much a standard thing. But yeah, the force I've brought is reassuringly strong. Yep, and now they turn around. Just waste their time effectively. And these guys jump up and come back down and get a good surround, which is all that you want. I'm very happy with that. This is, to me, this is what a relatively good engagement looks like. We may have taken relatively high casualties because, frankly, it was a big battle, but yeah, not a bad battle, particularly since I brought 126 to the fight. Not bad losses at all. So let's look at the bulwark. These will be the Bone Tribe guys. Now they're, yeah, one of the, yeah, they have stopped, and it's always when the archers stop that they kind of make a target for themselves, because now they're behind, and these guys are on attack rear, so they should hit these guys, and, you know, their actual melee skills aren't great, and they have some protection, but not a great deal. So you should be able to, you know, Spire Horn warriors should be able to mess these guys up. Mess these guys up too, but you know, they have a serious javelin, and they don't. Serious sort of spear. Pretty decent spear, frankly. I mean, oh, it's a pike, effectively. But, yeah. I think we can, you know, eliminate roughly half the army without having to deal with that 20 damage spear, which is nice. Question is, oh, their morale is fantastic. And they're berserk. Okay. Yeah. My archers are definitely necessary in this context. Yeah, there's routing, but I think that's going to be a pretty grim fight. Oh, it was. It was a grim fight. Okay, so not what I want. Not the end of the world, but not what I want. Still, double expand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 11, and 11 going on 13, so that's fine. Well, it could be better. It definitely could be better. Yeah, not as familiar with Bone Tribe as I'd like. Should have, I'd known better. Something to remember for next time. Bone Tribe equal trouble when they actually berserk. Hold attack, rear, and send these guys in. What have got left? Consolidate that. Move that out a bit further. Oh, meeting 10 sheep. I think we can do it. We might be able to take him. be a real difficult slog, but I think we might be able to do it. Right, hold attack rear, hold attack rear. That one looks a bit formidable. Alright, so we'll be 13 next turn and 15 the turn after that. It'll do. If you can sometimes find a really lightly defended province, you know, that's a freebie, effectively. Yeah. Bit of a disappointment. Triple expansion is always a possibility. It's just a little bit, it can be a little bit fraught because there's only so many, yeah, if you can produce more Spire Horns, all the best, but if you're going to get seriously large casualties, then your expansion is going to come to an end one way or another. So there's definitely, you know, casualty limitation is good if you can do it. Bring you back home. I don't actually need all that many of you. I will get another crafter. Yeah, I don't think this force is quite strong enough to take anything by itself. It's, yeah, about 50 or so, and yeah. We bring about 90 against 50, and that should work okay. So yeah, I was hoping I could do slightly better. I'm a bit disappointed that it's sort of turned into they haven't done a bit better, but you know, it'll have to do. Yeah, it really helps if you can find an opportunity to triple expand, and there hasn't quite been that opportunity. Used a lot of the really simple, easy provinces early on, and so now I'm getting to some of the harder provinces, and you can see the casualties build up. But it's, yeah, you know, if you have your cap circle, you have cleared out a kind of zone for yourself. You know, that's pleasant. And if you fail at an early attack, it's pretty savage. Yeah. And here we have attack rear not working out so well because they haven't differentiated themselves out. So this is going to be a nasty fight as well, unfortunately. It would have been nice if they'd hit that one earlier, but here we go. So let's see how bad that was. 16. It could have been a lot worse. Let's view this one. And half of them are going back because yeah. So that was a bit lucky. I don't think I scripted it very well. Yeah. The screaming gets a bit much. And we've sacrificed a heck of a lot of archers for that. So that's basically the entire archer corps gone. We lost a storm general ran away as well. So it's, yeah, not a great fight, frankly. But it's not, yeah, again, not the end of the world. This one was a better one. So, but, did I lose a commander? I lost to Seraphine, right. So, yeah. Geography is definitely starting to pinch a little bit, as it will sometimes. Boy, Tenshi is really cooped up here. And because, you know, but that one I could possibly hit. That one I could possibly do. Rear. 80. Yeah, that'll do actually. You, and I'll just put you as bodyguard. And there are no yeah, that's fine. I think we can basically bait them outwards. After this expansion, I'm not sure exactly what we'll do, but it's possible this hold an attack, rear again. But because we've had some fairly, yeah, unseamless expansion, it's a bit disappointing. Heroic endurance. Okay, that's nice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 15 next turn, which ain't bad. Yeah. This unit, this army is going to have it tough, frankly. I don't think there's going to be a lot of really easy options. We shall see. This unit here might be able to hit that one. Probably, actually. So, what can it hit here? It's going to be that one or that one. One of these ones here. If we can get a force up to attack that, let's check what's in range. So one of these two are in range, and that one too, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't imagine. It would be a bit constrained, frankly. And there's no guarantees. It will be great, but it's going to be a cavalry fight. We're going to be fighting cavalry. These cavalry or that cavalry, probably. And yeah, assuming it can get to here, which it should be able to. 3 provinces in internal territory isn't mostly internal territory is usually doable. So hopefully we can get to 17. But push that one out a bit further. And yeah, let's send this one out even further afield. But yeah, now we've got quite a bit of gold. Got a few Seraphines, more than a few, and at this point, might try and get something like something expensive, frankly. This amount of gold means you might want one of these. They're not really good for researching. They're expensive. These ones are also expensive for researching, but they're frankly, I would consider like your adrenaline version because they cost 2 recruitment points, and if you're recruitment point limited, these will give you the most, and we're not gold limited at this point at all. So these actually become the best researchers. But we're going to want to save some of that gold for temples and workshops and forts. So these guys are still possibly my favorite. But these guys are good if you've got, Storm up. So they can be, it depends what you want. We've got a leader coming in to take charge. There's no trouble there. So yeah, I'm fairly satisfied with this. I think we can get with a bit of luck, maybe 17. Yeah, and I'll send one up north further. Just a bit of bookwork. Make sure that the faith is being spread. Yep, there. Battle in Strongdale. How did it go? Yeah, this is fine. Eight. Very good. Should be okay as well. Ah, these guys weren't on a hold attack. Right, so I'm going to lose more for that. That's a real shame. Didn't script well there. But I'm not paying terribly for it, fortunately. Paying a bit for it. Still can make it work. Yeah, and that's the problem. Hold and attack rear. Thank you. Better. I'll just bring him along as company in case the worst happens. And you, my friend, hold and attack rear. This is going to be a cavalry battle, so put you all at the back. And can you? Yes, you can reach there, and they are still considered the easiest province to go after. So we'll go for that one first. And just make sure that they're all at the back. Yep, Tenshi is well and truly, throttled. So we're about to take over the isthmus here, which is good too. So I don't have huge amount to complain about. It's not, are there better expansions? Sure. Is this like the worst expansion ever? Probably not. Yeah. Am I fine for that? Yes, I am. I think this is going to be a cavalry fight. Have I? Yeah, I need to restructure this. So I don't like cavalry fights particularly. I just go attack closest, attack closest, attack rearmost. In fact, usually I'll do something a bit more explicit than that. I'll actually have one to attack cavalry. Because cavalry are just evil. but you never know whether they'll. Half the time, the commanders will be cavalry too. So the commanders, particularly knights, will have command or horsed commanders, and so they'll attack cavalry orders will lead to a unit just going after them. But if this unit does actually go after the proper cavalry, I don't want them to go. I don't want them to be outmatched. I want them to hold up the cavalry and potentially kill it. So 37 means that they'll kill the commanders quickly, and they'll be a match for the cavalry. But the attack closest is also for the cavalry. And the attack rear is probably the militia that they'll be rapidly leaving behind. There should be some spreading of the units, even though these units are going to basically launch themselves into the air at the first turn. They should be able to differentiate a bit between the slower militia and the faster cavalry. So I do think that giving them these particular orders is useful, as just opposed to attack something. The fact that I've got 120 units, I feel is perfectly appropriate because my attitude towards cavalry is just to smother it as fast as possible. Because you don't have as much of a maneuver advantage against cavalry as you do against infantry. So, and the maneuver advantage is part of what lets you really do your damage as Calum. You can send all of your, a vast majority of your units at, frankly, the weaker part of their army, and they can't do anything about it. They can't intercept you. And so it's perfectly fine. If you're deprived of that, just smash them. Just check that all commanders are still doing something relatively useful. That's not really scouting, so I'll send that one off to the Bay of Plenty. And work on, already got the enemy dominion there, which is not ideal. So definitely going to have to work on some of that. But still a bit at the expansion phase and not really at the building phase. But frankly, this is a good time to get to the building phase. So I'll get 2 Seraphines to help with the building soon, and I'll maybe build a temple right there. And that will help a bit. There or there. I haven't really bothered figuring out where I'd put a forts yet, because I'm just showing you how attacking with Spire Horns works. Mostly. Have there been some really good sites, some really good provinces here? That one is actually pretty decent for a fort. Lots of recruitment points there. Have to get rid of that. That province is probably a better province than this one. So, got some things to take care of, but nothing too serious. Let's go. So, yeah, it's going to be fine. I might end up attacking the heavy infantry, but we also seem to have taken out all the commanders, so that's great. There we go. Big rout. Fantastic. Could be a little bit messy because, would hope to get this around, but yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Not like they have an option, and I'm imagining, the casualties are very acceptable. So let's look at the cavalry battle. Yeah. They might even attack this cavalry instead of that cavalry. So yeah. Oh no, they went after the we've got the attack closest. What is the attack rear and the attack cavalry? Looks that way. Nope. The attack cavalry went to the front as well. That's alright. That's alright. Maybe not alright because they're getting free ride. They have a commander in there. So that's good that they're getting engaged now, but I think those archers will have a definitely done their damage. Oh no, no. Cavalry commander's dead. So whatever losses we take, that'll be it. So speed things up, and we'll see how bad it is at the end. So not bad at all. Okay, really could have been worse. So it is turn 12. I haven't clearly need to do a little bit of province defense, maybe a bit more than this, but that'll do for now. I am not so gold limited, so frankly I could start spending a bit more on province defense. But, you know, this is my token effort. But, anyway, so turn 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Right. This is not amazing expansion. But this is not terrible expansion either. It's okay expansion. The old guide in Dominion said that if you got 12, that was the base. And I've seen Lucid get to 20 or 22 with, like, sides that he's comfortable with and is, you know, practiced with. And sometimes that's because they've got some particularly good units that, frankly, just are really quite good. And sometimes, you know, he's just figured something out. This is nothing as... This isn't what I would call a top-tier expansion. At least that's not my understanding of what this is. I get people saying that they can expand with mammoths and get better than this, and that's fine. Because I've done this quite a lot, this is kind of what I'm used to. Yeah, and because it's possible for me, I have difficulty believing that other people can't do it too. And yeah, it takes a little bit of judgment to figure out what's vulnerable and what's not, and what you need to bring and how you need to organize it, to, you know, defeat your enemy, whoever that enemy happens to be. I wasn't that great with a bone tribe here, for example. They kind of caught me out. I took some pretty savage losses for that one. But yeah, so long as you're not consistently taking those savage losses, so long as you sort of figured out how to, you know, smack the enemy hard, and, you know, what their vulnerabilities are and what their vulnerabilities aren't, yeah, you can sort of adapt properly. And yeah, so, oh yeah, if I'd had that province right there, I could have triple expanded. If that had been in range more often, I could have probably hit that one and I'd be at 18, because that's a gimme right there, frankly. That is such, yeah. That's like the two I had here and here at the beginning. That's one of those provinces that you can just, you know, snap up and with a very, very small force and take up space at the same time, so prevent other people from getting around you. It expands your borders, and that's not to be underestimated. So anyway, that's the end of that. This has probably been a pretty long video, but I just felt like I really needed to show people how it works. I didn't have a barbarian province, unfortunately. Barbarians are not, you know, barbarians hit hard, but I did have something, the next best thing, which is frankly these guys, who, yes, they took their pound of flesh, frankly. You know, 20 attack and a 13 damage bite will do damage, just like Bone Tribe. Yeah, they did damage too. Cavalry also a bit scary, frankly. Attack with overwhelming numbers. You don't have the maneuver advantage that you have with other units. You can't, you know, ball up your units and smash the enemy in detail like you can with other things, because that cavalry will move almost as fast as you can. But with infantry that tends to separate out as it attacks, it's very vulnerable, and it just can actually make expanding not too difficult. You just sort of, yeah, it takes a bit of practice, and sometimes it helps to have a demonstration. Anyway, hope this has been interesting. That's all for me for now.